We're here today with Dr. Tony Keating, Managing Director and CEO of Resapp Health. Tony, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David.
Can you please explain the Resapp business?
Resapp is a digital health company. We're developing digital health solutions for diagnosing and managing respiratory disease. A very simple story. You cough into your smartphone, and that smartphone's able to perform a clinically accurate diagnosis of respiratory disease, whether it's pneumonia, asthma, bronchiolitis, croup.
And since listing, you've been able to achieve some pretty significant milestones.
Yeah, so for the last 6 months, we've been really focused on reducing two major risks for the business. One is clinical and one is regulatory. So we've now enrolled over 600 patients in our clinical study. We've demonstrated that the technology is able to very accurately diagnose everything from pneumonia through to upper respiratory tract infections and other major childhood diseases. We've also significantly reduced the risk around our regulatory pathway, having met with the FDA and gotten clarity around our FDA pathway.
And the milestones investors should be looking at going forward?
So going forward, our first major milestone this quarter is release of adult clinical study results. So those will demonstrate that we can accurately diagnose adults in respiratory disease just the same way that we accurately diagnose children. Following that, we plan to submit our FDA submission in the middle of this year. And today, the expected turnaround time of that is about 120 to 180 days. So we expect FDA approval and marketing approval by the end of this year.
What's the market size that this product could be adapted to?
In the OECD, there are 700 million doctor visits every year for respiratory disease. Our initial target market is through telehealth. In telehealth in the US, we saw about 75 million consultations in general for telehealth in 2014. About 30% of those consultations are for respiratory disease. So telehealth gives us an opportunity to deliver our test to anyone, anywhere, at any time, while still retaining the doctor in the loop. So the doctor at the other end of that telehealth consultation. So that's our initial target market.
Can you explain what telehealth is?
Sure, so telehealth is essentially you seeing your GP, your general practitioner, through a video link. So you essentially connect to that general practitioner through an app on your phone provided by either your insurance company or your telehealth provider, and you're able to converse with your GP, and he's able to try to attempt to make a diagnosis and then treat you. The real issue in telehealth, especially in respiratory, is being able to remotely diagnose diseases. Our technology gives the doctor the ability to accurately diagnose remotely so that then he can treat you just based on that telehealth visit.
How competitive is this space, and what's your competitive advantage?
So we're not aware of anyone else out there who's targeting acute respiratory disease diagnosis that doesn't require additional hardware. The fact that we can deliver our technology as software only, and we can deliver that technology to everybody who has a smartphone in their pocket, is a huge competitive advantage for us.
Tony, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David.